Maybe any specific AI tools?
Definitely Zuckerberg.
Elon Musk or Sam Altman?
So the difference in the implementation.
That's the benefit of being a host of podcast. United States, European Union, or China?
Bitcoin.
ChatGPT by OpenAI or Gemini by Google?
Definitely depends on your mentality.
AI is your friend or AI is your competitor?
I was asking that question myself as well, and the answer I found is very simple.
Welcome to ScaleYourWeb Podcast, the place where we talk about artificial intelligence, digital marketing, and technologies. And today we have special guest. We have Volodymyr Dowhanych, a software developer that doesn't just talk theory, who is a real practitioner in AI and agentic AI, because his daily task is to implement artificial intelligence in different business tasks and processes in a huge technological company. And even more, Vova has this superpower to explain difficult stuff like AI in a simple, plain language. So I hope you will like and find this useful, and if you do, don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button and leave your comment in this video. And for today's podcast, we have some special gifts for you. If you put your favorite prompt in the comment, it can be funny, it can be useful, but 2 most liked prompts will get this gift book from me. This book is by Yuval Noah Harari, and in my opinion, must-read book by anyone interested in AI. But even more, Volodymyr agreed to provide 2 free consultations about how you can utilize AI technologies in your case. It's tailored for your business tasks. So enjoy the podcast, leave your favorite prompt in the comment, and let's do it. Okay, and actually, I have a suggestion for you. Usually, I like to start podcasts with quick blitz questions. Those questions, it's just like yes, no, or like very, very quick, simple answer without explanation of why you answer like that. And you can interpret those questions in your way. Again, there is no correct answer, or it depends how you interpret those questions. You don't need to explain it, and I will not go and clarify questions. Just answer as you feel. Okay, but five quick questions, 5 seconds per each. Does it work?
Yeah, let's get it.
The first question: ChatGPT by OpenAI or Gemini by Google?
I think I would go with GPT.
ChatGPT or Claude?
I think I would go with GPT.
ChatGPT or Grok?
ChatGPT.
Okay, no explanation needed. We will go probably later about this, because just for our audience, today is 15th July, and just a week ago or even less, Elon Musk introduced their new Grok 4 model, which is called the smartest model so far, but we'll still stay with ChatGPT. But again, we will go to this later. I said no explanation, but yeah.
Maybe you broke the rules.
Exactly. That's the benefit of being a host of podcast. Okay, coming back to our quick blitz. So, second question: AI is your friend or AI is your competitor?
Oh, friend.
The next one: Elon Musk or Sam Altman?
Sam Altman.
Sam Altman or Mark Zuckerberg?
Definitely Zuckerberg.
Wow, that's interesting. I will need later explanation for that. I didn't expect that. Okay.
Mark, call me.
Okay, next one. Who has brighter future in your opinion? United States, European Union, or China?
Let's go with Europe.
With Europe, probably because you're based in Europe, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what to say without the context.
What's more important to you, the path, the journey, or the result, the destination?
Let's go with journey, I guess.
So to begin with, basically, I think during our podcast we will touch some of those questions, and I was really surprised by some of the answers I didn't expect. I definitely knew about Europe, but some of them were a surprise for me. But to begin with, I would I always like to start with terminology to be on the same page, and especially today when from every corner you hear people talking about AI, about LLMs, about AI agents, agentic AI, etc. So maybe to begin with, as a developer, knowing all these nuances, can you tell more, explain what are AI, what are LLMs, what are AI agents, what's the difference, and how it's all connected?
Sure. So the biggest hype today is around AI, artificial intelligence, but it is no AI exists from technical perspective, because to call it real intelligence, it should have some more than just be able to pretend. That should be able to think, and in the end, it's nothing behind the thinking. So this is not real intelligence. But when we are talking about AI, and this is more the populistic terminology, we are talking about LLMs or some UI around LLMs or some agents, and we all of this call some kind of AI. Even some I don't know, your assistants in your phone, Siri or Alexa, it's from some perspective, it's AI, it's some artificial intelligence. But what right now in industry we are thinking about AI is probably some agents or UI around LLM.
By agents, because at first I love everything about AI. I watch a lot of different. I'm subscribed to different emails, but even I don't completely understand what's the difference. For example, I use ChatGPT and I built custom GPT for I'm taking pictures of my daily meals and it analyzes calories, carbohydrates, proteins, etc. But as far as I understand, this is not AI agents, and I still don't completely understand what is actually AI agents.
So let's start from basics. What was the breaking? Where was the breaking moment? Is when LLMs become, I guess, and LLM is a large language model. So this is the model that can generate text very, I would say, accurate, or what we expect. So it is a models that are trained on a huge data sets that can just generate text. And all of these GPTs, Gemini, they are usually just an LLMs that can generate text. And all of these applications, we can see ChatGPT or Gemini Chat, which are using LLMs. This is only the interface, or let's say application that are using LLMs to work with it. So while you asking something, they can generate text to answer you.
I just want to be sure if I understood you correctly. You said that GPT, for example, ChatGPT works with text, but even today, I'm sending picture into the ChatGPT, and it analyzes a picture. So it's not just text; it's also images, sensorial, can produce videos, etc.
Yeah, because this is evolution of the application. So it was. In the beginning, it was just an user interface for GPT models, like GPT 3, 3.5, Turbo, all of them. Then it became more agentic, means it was a program still that using LLM or different models, for generating pictures, recognition of the pictures. It is a different types of models, not large language models specifically. They can use some with image learning stuff models. I'm not familiar with the terms of those models specifically, but the concept is very simple, that they are combine all of these powers into one application. And then you have all of this agentic stuff when they are giving you more and more possibilities, some other tools into the application. So, and you have a combination where LLM can make some decisions by generating the text. Then you have some image recognition. Then you have video generation, audio generation, and then you have a real simulation of AI, of artificial intelligence. It's simulation of a real person that can show you something, that can tell you something, can explain you something, can you can also collaborate with him or with her, whoever wants to call it.
So, but is like, do I understand correct that, for example, if I have a chat with my chat GPT and I send some text like, hey, what is the weather today, for example, or what's the weather in some city usually. So it goes to one model, and when I upload picture, or if I ask to generate some picture, it goes to another model, or it's like same model, or...
Yeah, so itself model will not be able to answer you the question what the weather today, because first of all, model doesn't know what is today. It is some snapshot of the data. Maybe not the data, but some snapshot of the learning path. And to be able to understand what is it today, this program, which we called agents, programmed in that way that you can have more additional programs put it into. And from technical perspective, it looks like everything on the prompt. So your input is just a small part of the huge prompt they are putting into the LLM. So let's say the final version of the prompt that comes to LLM looks like, hey, you are receiving the input from the user, and they are putting your message, hey, what the weather today in, I don't know, in New Jersey. And then you have those tools, the list of tools, the functions, tell me what your next step. And it is a loop. So this kind of prompts come to LLM generating something like, I'm calling the weather tool and current date tool to with this and that parameters. And we usually, at the users, we're receiving the format of just the plain text, some lines of text. Behind the scene, to make it much easier, they also, in that the final prompt, they asking LLM to answer in proper way, like, hey, answer in JSON format. So they will be able to very easily identify what they want to call to go back into the loop. So the first prompt, just let's make it easy. First prompt, we are asking what user asked and provide him the set of tools. Then we receiving the response from LLM that, oh, I want to call this and that tool to be able to answer the question. Then behind the scene, we understand that we need to run those functions. We are running them and putting back into the loop to LLM. Okay, we run them. This is the outcome. What's your next step? Okay, I have everything what I need. I'm ready to answer to the user. And in New Jersey,
and it's just everything like milliseconds. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, not the milliseconds. It depends on the function you want to call. Sometimes it's something much bigger. Sometimes it's like I used to experience with flows and tools that was running for a minute. So iteration was a little bit much longer than you usually have with ChatGPT that have the limits like in the tool set.
By the way, speaking about limits, like when we ask something in ChatGPT about text, it generates usually in seconds. If there is not a bad day for ChatGPT, it's just seconds, milliseconds. But when I ask to generate some image, it can take really like few minutes. Is it because it's like just like more data it should generate, or it's because it's another model, or like what's the backend? Because as user on front end, I just see it's different time, but I understand that probably on backend there are many things happening at that moment.
Yeah, I think all of those aspects are making difference, as well as the image generation models. They need more time to run properly, as well as the amount of data. So those pixels and all of this, it might be, it's not should be, but might be more data sometimes. But yeah, I would rather say that it is about the model. So the model itself just requires more power to run, and it's more time consuming.
I see. And I also wanted to make a step back when you were talking about AI in channel, like that it should be able to thinking, because like if we take very like complex calculator, for example, even back days, even before all this AI hype, or Excel, for example, or any like difficult software, it was pretty intelligent. Like it could calculate any mathematical operation in a second. I couldn't do it, or like any human couldn't do it. But still, we didn't call it AI. And we just call it calculator or Excel or whatever. And as far as I'm concerned, 2 years ago, something like shifted. And why, like, what's the difference? Like, why AI is AI and super smart calculator is not AI?
So the difference in the implementation, the basic calculator or any program in classic understanding of that term is usually just described, usually in English, with using English words, the algorithm for computer, which then compiling to some bytes and bits, and computer can just predefined algorithm computer can execute. However, with artificial intelligence, it's no predefined algorithm. It's usually something as a black box, I would say. Definitely you can guess what would be the step based on your prompt, the next step. But it's more like, let's say, if we would create a calculator as an agent that can calculate, so it would rather his decision or her decision to calculate something for us. That means that once we are asking system to calculate something for us, the system will decide to use some calculating tools, and this is no straightforward flow. It is
like no specific instructions.
Yes,
and
it
steps.
is. It's just a possibility. So you can do that.
It's possible that if I ask, for example, ChatGPT to calculate some mathematic formula and ChatGPT can do it with algorithm, it can go, for example, to some Fiverr or whatever place and ask someone who can calculate it for ChatGPT and just come to me with the result. And I don't know what happened to Darren McCann.
Yeah, so everything based on his GPT skills, ChatGPT. So if that application can go to some freelance market and hire somebody, so it is a predefined algorithm what's doing that, but it is just a possibility for agent to use this. And instead of using tool as a calculator, ChatGPT decide to use to go a longer path. Yeah, it may happen.
I see. And also, but I already said that, like, it seemed that this AI hype just like busy word for last 2-3 years. But as far as I know, like AI developed like in the previous century, I guess, after the World War II. But what happened like after 2022 when ChatGPT became so popular, like the most probing tool? Like what's changed? Like why AI wasn't so popular 5 years ago?
I was asking that question myself as well, and the answer I found is very simple. It's first of all, it's about the data, which from my perspective, it's a minor thing and not the major criteria, because
like we have hundreds of books before already.
About the digital data, it's all about digital data. So this is a difference, but
but even digital data, like I think all those
10 years ago it was already enough, but that what they are saying was one of the criteria why that obviously each year we have much more data, and another criteria.
I think also maybe like mapping the data, because I know there are some people that were hired at London or Google Captcha. People use Captcha as mapping for crosswalks.
But those kind of things like image recognition, it used to be much like before all of this hype with LLMs, like autopilot from Tesla or other stuff, or face recognition, Snapchat filters. All of this it's from some perspective AI. It's a neural network that can recognize your face. But coming back to your question, the second thing what they think, and I'm believe this is the main one. The reason is the power of our possibilities, GPU, and possibilities to calculate. And I'm thinking that all of that previous hype with Bitcoin and other cryptographic value currency was one of the parts when it make difference.
Yeah, I remember the first hype about all this like video, like NVIDIA, was when Bitcoin became very popular, and a lot of even my friends, they bought this like cryptocurrency, etc. And yeah, I just now realized that they are probably now competing for this computing capacities using for Bitcoin on using for AI, so it's like competition now. That's why Nvidia costs like $4 trillion. Okay,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
data, computing power, and anything else. Yeah, probably also like that data scientists, etc. One of the most like paid people on the planet.
I think that it just came with an experience that the other stuff, from my understanding, those two criteria was the key
But
criteria there.
that's interesting because like DeepSeek, Chinese model of ChatGPT, which I believe was just stolen from ChatGPT, probably. We don't know for sure. Yeah, but looks like they just stole all the expertise of OpenAI and made it public and open source model. But anyway, they made it without those expensive GPUs. Oh, of course, they had a lot of data as well because, like, even Chinese internet is pretty huge piece of internet in general. But yeah, but still, it looks like after this breakthrough of OpenAI, a lot of other companies started growing exponentially as well, like Claude by Anthropic, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek. So it looks like something happened just like 2 years ago, and yeah, I'm not sure what exactly like. Is it just like
It might be something, just the popular stuff as well. Like, take a look on electric cars. Is it something new? It used to be already a long time ago. But and just people ignore that idea because it's hard, it's not yet, etc. And once another crazy person just decide, okay, I will invest all my money to do it better, and he made it. So others looks on it, okay, probably now we can do this as well. And now you have each brand have electric car like
and
Mercedes.
nowadays every big tech doing AI. Like I think this
Yeah.
is for the first time in history that all big companies like Meta, they were focusing on social media, so they are doing AI. Google, they were focused on Google search and all those algorithms. Google Ads, they are now like investing heavily in AI. X Twitter also doing same thing with Grok. Like it's so like huge investments of the best companies in the world with best entrepreneurs. I think this is like probably for the first time in history they put all their bet into AI, and especially it's interesting about Facebook because I remember just 2-3 years ago when they made rebranding from Facebook to Meta, and it looked like Mark Zuckerberg put a huge bet on the metaverse, and they hired a lot of people from virtual reality, etc. And I see that today they completely changed the priority. And Mark Zuckerberg, because Meta was a little bit like back in this AI per site, and now I see that Zuckerberg aggressively hiring people for their super intelligent lab. And yeah, it's just mind blowing that that they are not just talking. It's not just hype. They are really like putting huge numbers, huge money into this. And again, it's just for the last 2-3 years.
And this is good for us, for the reason that that kind of competition is making the better product. That they are just racing who will do better. So it's good for us. We will have just better and better product.
I think even with DeepSeek, after they launched their model like for free, I think more like I think even ChatGPT became cheaper. I'm not sure it's like consequence of those actions, but yeah, that's interesting. And one more I wanted to ask. By the way, did you try this the DeepSeek?
No.
Okay, because I also never tried it. I know that in United States it's even banned from like some government authorities, etc. That's why I was interested. Like, how good is it? I definitely want to try one day. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not share anything about your meals, etc.
Exactly. And also coming back a little bit to our Blitz, when I ask you about AI is your friend or your competitor, you asked, like you answered without hesitation, that is your friend. Even though I know that in software, like in software community, especially here in US, I know a lot of companies, they made like huge layoffs, and at least they say that this is due to AI. And yeah, I'm just interested why you, because you answer pretty like without hesitation.
So this is very simple, and I'm seeing this trend. I'm observe the other way of thinking, that this is not a friend, this is something what we should scare off, and this is not the right position. So imagine you are the woodworker, and now it is a power tools, and you used to do everything by your hands, like all the shape, and now it is a power tools, and you can be like 10 times more efficient to build a house or something like this. And if you will resist to go with a progress, with evolution, you will be obviously fired, because why, if I can hire the person which can use the modern tools and be 10 times faster than you? The same thing with AI. It will not replace you. It will help you to be much more efficient.
People that use AI will replace those that don't.
Correct. This is amen. It just like yeah.
Period. But that's also a little bit like scaring on the one hand, and also like speaking about us, we are like still young. I want to believe so. We are still like both of us, even though I'm not a technician, but I'm like let's say tech savvy, etc. But speaking about like older generation or our parents or even our children, I know that you recently became father for the second time, and you have two sons, and probably it's too early to speak about their education, but I believe you have any like thoughts about, okay, like where should they, like what schools they should go if they will never become better than AI? What are your thoughts about that, like about parents and about children?
The education system definitely should change, and it should change always during the evolution of the human being. So if we used to read the books, only write everything with a pen, now you can do it with your laptop. You don't need to gather all of these books. So you need to be some progressive in the education as well, and this is much more the voice to governments, or in here where I am, probably for United States is for university and schools. But yeah, I guess the schools also, it's a government.
But you would
program.
agree probably with me that governments and universities, because of all this bureaucracy, procedures,
oh yeah, this is slow usually. But they will, in the end, they will adapt. You will see, like, let's say, it's more often you can see iPad instead of book in the school. So the same thing will become like the homework. What would be the point of homework if you can easily cheat it?
Exactly. So, but today I know, like my sister's children, for example, or like I have some people that their children going to school, they have a done homework which is like easily done with ChatGPT 30 minutes, and still they get it on daily basis. And I just imagine that I'm currently at school, or I'm the parent, like, it's better to say like this. Imagine that you're 17 years old now. What would be your advice to yourself? Like, would you go to university now, or wouldn't you go?
Like,
what would you do?
Do whatever you thinking is right, because like everybody is afraid. Okay, if you will go everything with AI, so what will happen if like AI will turn off? But I have the same question for all of you. Like, what would happen if like the electricity will turn off? Like, do you know how to create your generator or something? No, you don't. So like, even if you are thinking you are, like, go ahead. You have full internet turn off internet for a moment and try to do right now like the electricity generator. The maximum, and I will not speak for all of you, but the most of people will maximum be able to make a campfire to survive.
I agree, but I remember my math teacher always told me to calculate everything in my mind, or at least on the paper, because she was saying like, okay, and what if tomorrow you don't have calculator nearby or something like that? But the truth that I always have it. I have it at my laptop, at my phone. My phone is always with me.
Yeah, the thing is, if everything will break down, I don't think the last this will be the last thing what you will worry about, that calculator, I cannot calculate something. Come on.
Yeah,
we will think how to survive in a nuclear war or something else.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. So, but in this case, I would say that you recommend to go to learn some basic skills, like how to survive without electricity, etc., how to hunt.
I would say just not overthinking the problem. Just any edge of right or left is not good. Go with some centric thing. It's the always safe place, and it's definitely depends on your mentality. Like, if you like to do this, you will do this, no matter what anybody else will say. So, yeah.
But since you're a software engineer, again, coming back to US job market, for example, I see that today, I moved here as immigrant, and I have a lot of friends from Ukraine who moved here because of the war, etc. And it's interesting because I see that people that are ready to go work like manual job, for example, plumbers or barbers or whatever manual, like in taxi drivers, etc., they can easily find the job almost the same day they decide they go into the job. But my friends that are pretty smart, like with higher degree, with like very high IQ, working with like 10 years of experience in some huge software developing companies, they struggle to find a job for 5-6 months. Eventually they found it, but again, it took them a time. And it seems to me that if I was 17 years old now, I'm not sure I would recommend to go to learn Python or Java or etc. Or like what's, since you're software as well, but I understand that you're in that level that you don't need to consider that as a junior. But if you would be 17 years old now, would you go to the same university, to the same course, etc.? Or
not sure about that part. Definitely, the industry will live all the time for a couple of reasons. First of all, that efficiency improvement or okay, let's call it straightforward. What you're trying to say, that AI will replace the software engineer. It's not cheap.
Not all of them, definitely not all. Like the best ones.
But what I'm trying to say, this will replace the part of them, but it will not the cheap solution. So for some companies, for some countries, it will be still more relevant to hire people instead of AI. So to show some example, while in one side of the world it's the cars that are automatically driving on the roads, it is still countries when you are traveling on camels and horses. So yeah, everything.
And I would say that in America, both words exist in the same in the same. We can see this sometimes because I live in Philadelphia, and like 1 hour from here there's Lancaster. It's very, very beautiful city, and they are famous for their Amish community. And Amishes, those people that actually decided to live on that side, that they don't use electricity, they don't use internet, and they use horses.
This is different.
On the same roads as Tesla.
Yeah, this is
I
different.
understand
But
what you mean. I'm
the
just
point
laughing
is
that both people can live in the same country.
But the truth is that it will be always something like let's say it's still definitely people that live with sold legacy professions like cleaning shoes or something, but they evaluate somehow in something different, like to the cleaning systems, cleaning services, or I don't know, let's say writers, usually authors of the books. They used to have a pen, the paper. If it is a mistake, throw away, trying from the scratch. Then they have laptops or writing machines. They can do it much faster, more efficient. Then they have laptops. They can do not throw away the paper. They can review everything. Then they have generative AI, which can help you to generate text even much faster. So as a writer, as an author, you are not going out from artwork. You are going out from routine to describe something what you did already 100 times. Like he walk somewhere and you're just doing it much, much faster. And then so probably
the best writers, even though today ChatGPT can generate any book in seconds, there are still will be like best writers with brilliant ideas never been presented before. Yeah,
because this is the thing why it's not AI, because it's no thinking behind that. It will not invent anything new. It will just match something with your input that will match output to your input.
By the way, I read some funny story on Reddit, I guess, that AI, like ChatGPT, I guess, recommended some guy to give up his life to make a suicide after talking to ChatGPT because it was trained on all the data from the internet, and in some Reddit thread that was recommended, but someone as a joke or just like that stuff. And because AI was trained on those answers, it found this information very useful for this case. And yes, there was such a funny case, and it's just underlines again that AI is just like synthesizing all the information it has. But if you say it can't produce anything new, like it can't invent.
It may be unexpected for us and looks like new, but will be just some combination of already known for us things. So yeah, we can call it like invention, but it will be just from some perspective. Behind the scenes, it will be the same thing, but from another perspective, I would say.
Okay, Vova, I also wanted to ask you about tools because since you're a software developer, maybe you use something special because like I know a lot of people know about ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, etc. Maybe any specific tools. And by the way, I know that there are a lot of products on the market that are marketed as AI solutions, but they are not always AI. Like what AI solutions you use, or maybe some breathed products so that are branded as AI but not AI?
Yeah, I use a lot of them, and it's a lot of different ways how you work with them. So let's start with the basics, and the main in software engineering. I think it is an coding assistant tool, which known aka GitHub Copilot, aka Cursor, aka Windsurf, aka A-Day.
Are they like graphed ChatGPT, or it's different? Or
so, and here you can see a little bit more than you usually see in ChatGPT or Gemini portal. So because those coding assistant comes with support of different. So let's say I'm usually using GitHub Copilot, and I have on choice GPT model, GPT-4o, GPT-4.1. I have Claude Sonnet 3.5, 3.7, Claude Sonnet 4. It is a Gemini Pro 2.5, or what else is there?
and it helps with, like, as far as I understand, it helps you to write the code, yeah, but still you need to revise it, or it's already smart enough and you just tell it, like, I need...
They evaluate from the simple, I would say, LLM chat in your IDE to agents that can read your repository, work with your workspace, read files, change files, create files. So in the end, you can ask them like, hey, create, I have a website, and you don't need to explain him. He already can read the workspace. Hey, I need a login possibility, and depends on the LLM, which will make decisions. Coding assistant tool will be able to do your wish from some perspective. And those tools which I listed previously, like reading the repository, reading the files, changing the files, creating the files, this is a tools which you can extend with your custom tools. It's usually possible. Like, let's say you have a Figma, and Figma have some API, and you will create some MCP tool, MCP server. MCP server is a model context protocol by Anthropic. There's some standard of tool connection for your agents. So you can create some, for example, Figma or I don't know, let's say GitHub MCP that will able to cooperate with Figma and provide, or Photoshop and they will provide all the data about the layout.
But I have a question here. You mentioned that in such tools, they have access to your API keys about your, I don't know, some security information, etc. And I know that, for example, a lot of people on forums, etc., talking jokes about don't tell anything like personal in ChatGPT because everything will be used against you one day. And since with Copilot, for example, as far as I understand, those AI agents, those AI tools, they basically get full access to all your infrastructure. And that's, by the way, probably one was the reason why DeepSeek is prohibited in the United States. Is that
yes,
right?
Because they can learn from your from your cooperation with LLMs. So they can reuse it to train the models to make it much accurate. And this is obviously very, I would say, personal and based on the contracts. If you are just the software engineer, you are a freelancer, you are using free software, obviously they will track you, they will use your metadata.
Nothing is for free.
Yeah, but if you are a partner of something, you can turn it off. You can get it into the contract that they cannot learn from your stuff because, you know, a lot of companies have patents, all of this. So,
and I know some companies, they even like build, of course, not as huge and not as smart internal LLMs, but like Llama from Facebook, that you can just take that model, and if you have enough computing power to run this model, you can even like build your internal just for your company.
Yeah, I used to do something similar with image recognition. I never trained LLM itself, but yeah, some people is doing some specific for their needs. They train the models, but while I'm going to solve some solution, some problem, I'm always looking on the value, and the value is always the price and what you will get. So, and I'm always trying to increase this value. So, the amount we're spending on something, it is a price. So to train a model or something like this, so if I can, if it will be cheaper for me to buy something, some vendor like GitHub Copilot, I will not will train my specific models on my code or something to be able to help me.
But you wouldn't use DeepSeek probably.
Well, yeah, it depends on the case. If it's nothing critical, why not? Like if it's just, I don't know.
But no API keys, etc.
Oh yeah.
You see. Okay, we talked about how you use it for your work. Maybe any specific AI tools, or maybe not even specific, how you use AI in your personal life, or with your children, maybe you just ask, hey, tell some fairy tale for my son, or how you use it?
No. Not like that, but that's why I choose ChatGPT instead of others. It's very simple for me to use it on daily basis, not from professional perspective. And like sometimes I'm very into fishing, and sometimes while I'm driving, I'm thinking a lot about different stuff. And
you're talking to your friends ChatGPT about
yeah,
fishing
like
stuff.
Hey, if I want to catch that pike. What would be the best time for fishing at summer in Poland? And yeah, because I don't have a time to really check that knowledge. So I'm relying on ChatGPT. Obviously, I will 10 times double check if it's something important. It's something like, hey, hobby related. Like, okay, it's pretty much accurate in this thing. Or we are doubting on something with my wife, like, how should we do this or that? Or like sometimes even from a law perspective, when it's in all of these bureaucracies, hard to find an answer. You just asking the question, and usually it's just it's helpful, even if it doesn't know the answer. It's showing you the path where you need to find this answer.
So ChatGPT, anything else?
I'm using only ChatGPT from AI assistants, the chats. That's all. I hope one day Apple Intelligence will work in European Union, but not today. So
not today in US as well, to be honest. I think Apple is a little bit behind in this race for AI, but eventually I think they will be in the king as well. We all hope so, at least so far, because I also Apple geek, and I'm waiting when all this ecosystem will work on AI, and I will ask Siri to do some more advanced stuff than it can do now. Okay, since maybe you can also recommend some movie or book or podcast, of course, apart from ScaleYourWeb Podcast. Any recommendations about AI? How you personally follow the news about AI? What would you recommend to me, to our audience?
Yeah, so this is a good question because recently I asked myself, maybe not ask myself, but I was looking for more information, because usually I'm learning from the moment while I'm facing the problem and trying to find the solution, and there I learn something new. And it is a moment when you don't have a problem really, but you want to learn something new. And I was thinking, okay, but what if I will ask AI what he would recommend? Like that system would recommend for me. And I found really cool websites. And let me just really find something.
Meanwhile, you're just asking ChatGPT to recommend to me something to recommend on the podcast.
No. Yeah, I didn't.
I'm kidding.
It wasn't sad, honestly. I just I was asking. I want to be up to date with all the new trends. Tell me what I can subscribe to have all of new news about AI world and all of this.
Sam Altman used to be the CEO of Y Combinator, and one day, they are like proceeding. They are not like a venture capital, but accelerator, where they like grow businesses. I know Y Combinator.
And this is especially now. I think it is a subdomain, news.ycombinator.com.
That's it.
Because itself ycombinator.com is different. So, and there I found a lot of cool MCP that probably I will never use, but they are really cool. that using some portals, let's say with archive of the stories written by human. And in my mind, it is a lot of things can be done with that. But yeah, in my daily job is no space for this, but yeah. And those kind of interesting stuff I like to read and learn about. And this is the way how I get that. So I just ask ChatGPT, hey, where I can get news from. And probably I need to do it from time to time.
As my math teacher would say, and what would you do if tomorrow you don't have ChatGPT?
Oh yeah, I think I would be worry about something more important.
Worry of living without ChatGPT anymore. I would, to be honest. And I also have one recommendation I want to share today, but I wanted to ask you to come back after we publish this short podcast on our channel. Come back maybe in 2-3 weeks to read comments to find the best comment, and I would say that we can make some some idea that people can post their favorites prompt, for example, and it can be funny prompt, it can be really useful prompt, and whatever prompt collects more likes. Maybe we can make like 3 prompts or one prompt, one your pick from any of comment, and one my chosen comment. And for those people, we will send such book. I just started it. It's not finished yet, but I really recommend it. It's like you will understand that you record the way of learning by doing. This book is rather learning by learning because it's more theoretical, I would say, more philosophical. It's written by Yuval Noah Harari. He's a historian, but for me, it's very fundamental in terms of how we came here, like what was the past, and the best predictor for the future is usually analyzing the past, how different systems, networks work. And in this book, it's just a brief history, how we became where we are, and also some ideas about the future. I haven't finished it yet myself, but I decided that I liked it so much so far that we will have 3 books shipped to any country whenever you leave Asia, Europe, United States. And Wall will pick one of the comments, I will pick one of the comments, and one that has most number of likes, and we will send this amazing book. You agree, Wawa?
Yeah, definitely. Awesome.
Great. What about movies? Do you like, nowadays there are a lot of movies, series, all of them somehow also connected to AI, this hype about AI.
Maybe not the movie, but the series
Black Mirror or no?
Nah. It's much newer. I like it. It's not AI. It's AI-ish stuff. Cassandra.
Oh, I think I heard about it, but it's kind of like horror series. Or?
Yeah. I'm usually watching the horror movies.
Okay,
because
that's important to mention before we connect.
Oh yeah, but it's not so horror. It's the thriller from some perspective. But I would say it's family-friendly thriller. Even my mom watched that.
Okay, interesting. I will check it out. I think I saw it somewhere on charts on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, Vova, thank you very much for today's podcast. I hope that we will go with the second, third, maybe talk more about some specific topics, because today we talked about like general AI, about some philosophical questions about AI. It's a very huge topic, and I really would like to come back maybe in some time when you have time for that, and we can discuss more topics. And thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Bye.
Scale your web here.